I'm Taylor Rooks, and strength starts when you see pressure as opportunity. Sometimes I wake up and it takes me a few seconds to remember what city I'm in. It is just a constant go, 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 grind, grind, grind. When I think about pressure, it's like not living up to other people's expectations. For me, I'm really trying to live up to mine. You have to understand that every day.
Would I ever date a black girl? I mean, yeah. But see, like, my taste in black women is a little bit more refined than the average black woman you find nowadays. Like, I like the Lauryn Hill type of black women, you know, the Pam Grier or the Tisha Campbell kind of black women. Like, why is it every time I walk through a mall or I walk into a convenience store, all the women there look like Glorilla or Sexy Red? It's like those women just look like science experiments from the CIA meant to destroy the black community. So, like, if you're saying that, hey, man, do you think, like, Glorilla sexy? Hell no! Now, if you got me a girl that looked like Patrice Rushen, then, all day, every day, let's get it cracking. But I'm not gonna curse my children with a mother that goes, ski-yee! Phone-em! Ain't no way. Just ain't no way. The other thing is, too, is the disgusting hair, colored hair they have nowadays. Whatever happened to afros and looking like you're Garnet from Steven Universe? Now they all got, like, red hair with green highlights. Like, look at Kanye West's daughter. It's like, baby girl, you do not need aquamarine hair to make yourself look beautiful. You are beautiful the way you already were born. I don't need no girl to look like Hasanu Miku.
Do you black men remember what I said in my previous 2 videos? That if you go out in public, right, no matter what city you're living in, go on the university campus, go downtown, go to your local bar, go to a hotel or something like that, a really high-end hotel. When you look at white men who are in a relationship with a black woman, black men, pay attention to the quality of the black woman. You just heard that white man talk about how he prefers to be with black women that look like Lauryn Hill, black women that look like Pam Grier, black women that look like Tisha Campbell, right? The Yvettes. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about Yvette from Baby Boy. That's the kind of black woman he would be with. It's funny he brought up Garner from Steven Universe, man, with the afro. Yeah, you don't see black women rocking that afro no more, not on the regular. And there's a reason why I played the video clip of Taylor Rooks in the beginning, right? That's my first time really seeing what Taylor Rooks looked like, and I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. That's the kind of black woman you will see with a white man. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of black woman you'll see with a white man. High quality. Right? Usually when you see white men with black women, it's high quality. Now, and I think to myself, why are you not with a black man? You telling me you couldn't meet no black man who you felt like could respect you? He's well accomplished. That's because they don't give a fuck, black man. I'm cursing more than usual, but they don't give a damn. They're not looking for you. That's what I'm talking about. When you look at black women who tend to be the most attractive, and especially while they're still young, they're not looking for a black man who's equally yoked. They're not looking for a black man who has the financial capital that can match her level of looks. Because as a man, let's keep it a buck. Black women feel like you got to be model S tier type of man. Listen, what's so funny about other societies around the world? How you look as a man, it plays a part, but it's not the biggest factor, right? I'm not discrediting looks. I'm not saying looks don't play a part, but it's not the biggest factor, right? It's more so about, as a man, can you produce something? Can you take care of the bills? Can you handle the family stress? Can you handle the pressure? It's more so about, are you really a man and not focused on looks, right? Here in America, we see how black men, listen, don't matter if you can take care of the bills. Don't matter if you're making money. Don't matter if you're well accomplished. It's about how you look. How you look outplays. And again, I'm not even talking about guys, listen, you some kind of Frankenstein type dude. You was made in the lab somewhere. You know what I mean? That's just so extreme, but that's how black women see things. And unfortunately, black people tend to see things in that same extreme as well. No nuance. just black and white, no gray areas, right? And I find it so funny. But yeah, Taylor Rooks, and I'm not saying she is with the white man, but when you see white men with black women, they tend to be that level of quality, in my personal opinion, right? It's funny how, when I was living in Atlanta. Oh, and hold on, before I say that, there's a video I made a few months back, right? A white dude who's with a black woman in New York City. And look at that video. Look at that quality of black woman that he's with. You know what I'm saying? Wear her natural hair out, wearing glasses, right? Dressed like a normal person. Not the sexy red, not the Glorilla, no blonde wig, no red hair, no blue hair, no orange hair, right? Looking like a normal female. And he's with a high quality black woman. Hold on. Good example. Look at that movie, Think Like a Man. Was it Gabrielle Union, right? Gabrielle Union was with that white dude who was Proctor and Ghost from Power, right? And guess what? In the movie Think Like a Man, this dude was a video game dude, right? He collect action figures. He game all day, play Call of Duty, barely shower. And what is she doing? Taking care of him. So it shows you that, listen, when it comes to any man who's not black, they have a low standard. Let's keep it a buck. It's funny how when it comes to a non-black man, they have a low standard. There's a low barrier to entry. From what I can see, and I am speaking for myself, but I know 10% you feel the same way. If I'm going to date a black woman, right, she doesn't have to be a 10, but she has to be at least a 6, right? And that's for black men who 10% who at least want to be with a black woman. When you see the opposite, black women who are with non-black men, that dude can be a 3. He can be a 4. But when it comes to a black man in their mind has to be an 8, 9, or 10 for the sake of the conversation, right? But when you look at black men, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I personally believe that as a black man, if I'm going to be with a non-black woman, she has to be I skip over 7s, but for the sake of the conversation, she got to be at least a 7. She has to be at least a 8, a 9. She has to be really attractive, dude. Because if I'm going to get with an average female, I can go get with an average girl of my own race. But I've also mentioned in my videos, black men, let's keep it a buck. You would be happy with an average girl from a different race over that higher quality black woman because, again, she's putting so much pressure on you, right? She making it seem like, yo, you walking on thin ice. You walking on eggshells. You breathe wrong in your cut. You say the wrong thing in your cut. I keep it a buck right now. I keep it a buck right now, black man. There was a black girl I was talking to recently, right? And she pretty much ghosted me. A young joint, you know what I'm saying? A couple years younger than me. And again, this is a common behavior amongst the thick ones because she was dumb thick. I'm talking like G-Wagon thick, my nigga. And right, we talking one day, mind you, everything's going smooth, right? We 3 weeks in, everything going smooth. We talking, and I'm mentioning to her like, yo, listen, I don't really go to the club like that. I'm in my late 20s. Going to the club like that's something we did when we was young. You know what I'm saying? Partying every weekend. And yo, she called me Unc, and I'm thinking to myself, yo, Unc, that's crazy. But from the moment I told her, yo, I don't go to the parties every weekend, the energy shifted. And guess what? After that day, I didn't hear from her again. Reached out to her twice. I'm like, yo, word. Word. And I'm like, all right, say less. And that's just the reality, black men. Yo, if you're not partying, you're not trying to seem like you a lit dude, you don't fit the stereotype, well, that's just what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And I find it so funny. But yeah, man, the white dude, he's even talking about, yo, if he's going to date a black woman, he wants some more refined black woman, which means if the black women who are more refined, and I've been saying this for the longest, you see black women who are high quality, with white men. Now, is it on average? Do you see a whole bunch of white guys with fine black women? No, but you do see it from time to time, right? And again, the black women who are in that quality range, trust me, they're trying to aim for white men. They just can't get white men. That's just the reality. You don't have a large percentage of white men trying to date black women, but I'm telling you, black men, ask them. For the ones who went to university, for the ones who are working these corporate jobs, you work in a hospital, you work in a bank, you work in a corporate office. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, these white men, they smashing black women on the low. It's just not a whole bunch of them trying to do it. So if the white men who are interested in black women want the more refined black women, right? That means what? Chop work is for black men. Low quality is for black men. The bottom of the barrel is for black men. Nah, son, we not doing that. We not doing that. And let's keep it a buck. When you step outside your front door and you look at black women, yo, for the younger ones, Gen Z, because I'm Gen Z, right? You look at black women between the ages of 18 and 29, or I say 18 and 25. When they get a little bit older, they try to, clean up the image, but it's too late now. But 18 and 25, these black Johns, they look horrible. Even if she has a cool body, you got the blonde wig on your head. You got all this weave and, long fingernails that can, cat claws and everything. Like, come on, that shit look nasty, son. You got the color weave, the color wigs, all this clown makeup on your face. Like, that's why I played the video clip of Taylor Rooks, dude. Taylor Rooks is what black women should aspire to be to. Granted, you may not have her hair texture, right? That's obviously a different hair texture. But you have her skin tone. You can wear less makeup like how she's doing. You can take your ass to the gym like how she's doing, right? You can work on yourself. For some of these fat black women, you don't even know how attractive you could be if you lost some damn weight. But guess what? You guys want to talk about body positivity. Oh, she's beautiful the way she is. No, she's fat as fuck. She's disgusting looking. She has so much damn extra weight on her bones. This is why nobody wants to be with a fat black woman, dude, especially black men. Because if you have a kid, guess what? You're going to gain more weight, right? When you get into your 30s and 40s, you're going to have health problems that I'm responsible for because you don't want to take care of yourself. Don't nobody got time for that. And again, if you're going back in time, at least the fat black woman back then could cook. You know what I'm saying? At least she was nice. At least she did have a sweet disposition. Now you got these fat black women who look like Sexy Red and Glorilla. So now your image is even more dirt. It's even more poor. You were a 3 out of 10 before. Now you're a 1 out of 10. On top of the fact you can't cook, you're a fucking 0. Just keep it a buck. You're a 0. Don't nobody want that shit. You know what I'm saying? So for the black women who are 4s and 5s, like the 4s and the 5s, stop that Sexy Red stuff, man. Stop that Glorilla stuff. Stop that crap, man. Get your ass in the gym, right? Stop wearing makeup. Stop rocking the wigs and weaves. You know what I'm saying? And just behave better, dude. You can turn it around. It's the fact they don't want to. You know what I mean? And hold on. Look at something real quick, right? On that video clip I played of that white guy talking about it, there was 4,000 comments. I went inside that comment section. You had black women in there talking about, yeah, he's right. Oh, he's saying something. You had black men talking about, yeah, man, we've been saying this for the longest. Black men been saying this for the longest, right? Black men been talking about how the CIA done dropped off the worst of the worst in the community, dude. We've been talking about this for the longest. And again, it's unfortunately that's what we're stuck with. It seems like the worst of the worst black women get promoted in our community. And somehow they are able to have the most control. They're able to, have the most influence. It's just really disgusting. I don't understand it, but it is what it is, man. The CIA, they knew what they were doing. When they dropped off guns and crack and cocaine in the hood, they knew what they was doing. When they put black community, well, hold on, not black communities, in the words of AC, the rat community, yo, the ghettos, the slums, the trenches, the same environment where you find a high concentration of Glocktavius and 762 King, 556 Trey, 223 Quan. You know what I'm saying? That's a high concentration of those dudes because why? They're in the projects, right? In the same place where they tell black women you can't have a man inside your home if you want to continue to receive benefits. Right? The same dudes who feel like, yo, my whole life is football. My whole life is basketball. My life is rap music. Right? My life is gang banging. Like, these same dudes, that's the reality. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like these guys have the black community in a chokehold. Again, when it comes to American black, let's keep it a buck. You know, we have a global image, but it's not a positive one. It's really not. You know, I'm off topic with this one, but I kind of always respected how black men in France, right, carried themselves because, again, overseas, people don't have the opportunity to, you know, oh, I want to be a rapper. Like, you can still do it, you can pursue it, but it's most likely not going to go anywhere, right? But black men in France tend to have a more clean image, you know what I'm saying? Very stand up, very clean cut, right? Dress well, speak well, educated. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? You don't really have that here in America because black men like that, you're shamed, you're put down, you're talked down to, man. It's like you become a nuisance, you become a sore thumb, you become the guy who, as far as in the black community, black women don't respect you, right? But you go other places, you know what I'm saying? You step outside the group, you step outside that very close proximity to them, yo, they realize you're a black man who commands respect. Granted, you will get a lot of hate for it, but you command respect because they're not used to you. What they're used to is Glocktavius. What they're used to is a black man who they can control, right? And not even with real tangible things, a black man who they can control with words. When you're the black man who can't be controlled with words, they know they're dealing with a different breed, a different class of black man. That's why you receive the hate where you go, because guess what? We're not used to you. You're not used to the black man who's educated. You're not used to the black man who is stand up. You're not used to the black man who's not sagging his pants. He can use good grammar, big words. He knows how to use them, right? Black men who can do math. Black men who can command a room. They're not used to that. And that's why I talk about making content for 10% black men, because, yo, you know who you are when I make these videos. You know who you are when you walk into a room. You know what time it is, dude. They're not used to you, black men. They're not used to you. That's why I tell you, brothers, yo, if you go overseas, yo, your image and who you are as an individual, you're more respected that way. And I don't want to get too far off topic, but again, just pay attention, black men. No matter what city you live in, whether you live on the East Coast, you live in the South, you live on the West Coast, yo, when you look at white men who are with black women, I'm telling you, they are with the more attractive black women. You would think to yourself, yo, why are you not with a black man? It's because hold on, the video I made a few days ago, that black woman talking about black men thirsty, black men so easy, fat white women can get with a black man. See, that one really pissed me off that day, because that just goes to show how bad of an option you are. That black men would rather be with a fat white woman over being with an attractive black woman, or even like an average to cute black woman. They'll rather be with a fat white woman because, yo, at least that fat white woman gonna give them respect. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna go in the kitchen and cook. I'm telling you, man, black women, the level of self-hatred is so deep. It's so deep. And granted, that self-hatred, you know, one thing, I'm on topic with this, right? But the self-hatred, I kind of do understand why you have black men with white women. They're the only ones who don't really have self-hatred. Because think about it, right? You have Asian women who want to be with a white man because everybody knows this by now that, yeah, Asian people worship white individuals, or the white community as a whole, right? They worship white people. They worship that skin tone. It's not the fact that the white men have money. It's not the fact that white men have, I mean, technically they do have a positive image globally, yeah, but it's not that. It's the fact that they worship white skin. They worship white skin. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Hispanic people, Latino people, same thing with them. They worship white skin. They worship white skin. They worship white features. They feel like, oh, if my kid looks more white, you know, it's going to be better for my child. How? Looking white? Again, but think about it. White woman, again, she's already white. There's no need for her to worship being white. I mean, other than the fact that she might receive some kind of white privilege. And that white privilege only exists in places outside of Europe, or I guess outside of America, right? In Europe, yo, if you're a white man, you're just a white man. That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you have white European men who will go down to Africa. They will go down to South America. They will go down to Asia. And I find it funny how, okay, when you go down to South America, you can go get with a white woman of that continent, or a white looking Latina or something. They go specifically after the black woman. So black men, pay attention. Pay attention. When you see black men who travel, black men, we go all over the place. Don't matter if black men are in Africa, Asia, South America. Yeah, black men, if they do prefer to be with black women, yeah, they go for black women. But pay attention how you get better reception from the white counterpart. Pay attention to that, black men. You know what I'm saying? If more black men went to Europe, you'll realize, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, but I get it though. I get it though. Anyways, black man, all I'm saying is, if the white man wants to deal with a black woman and he feel like, I'm getting me a top tier black woman, I think black men, you should operate the same way. If you into white women, don't go for no average white woman. You better go for the cream of the crop. Right? The cream of the crop. I'm talking like fine ass white woman, yo. If the white man want to play like that, keep it a buck, black men. Play the same way. Anyways, I'm out. Peace.